Okay, nice job, guys. I really love your presentation because you gave us a lot of information about your business partner, and there is a relationship between your presentation and your colleagues, actually. So it's like you guys work really together as a team to come up with this beautiful presentation. So I always love it when you emphasize like the name of the location where your business partner, and I really love it the way you start explaining why you needed the extra space, because that's what I'm worried about. Bank Road actually is a very good location, but it's like a corporate area, so where people would not like to have like a lot of dust and stuff like that. So that's why I'm a bit concerned about the location, but I don't know precisely where is the area, but I know it's somewhere around. So these are the things that carpentry business needed, like a space where they can display their products, so that people can actually see like the finished product. So it's actually really, really important. And you guys have mentioned of so many tools that you wanted to provide, which I'm expecting to see like a budget, but I know definitely maybe the time didn't allow you to put that together. But the items you guys mentioned are really key items that I'm really concerned about, and which you have mentioned it, even though you just listed a few here. But I'm really glad that you could take that into consideration, and you have to, say it yourself that, okay, you have more of this, and then with all this budget. So you guys have really done an amazing job. I'm really proud. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Umar. And good work, team. You've well served your client. There was a lot of variability on volume, again, and I was even pulling for you. I was sitting there like, touching my ear because I could not hear certain parts of the presentation, given even how close we are. I was really straining to hear. So it's extremely important, just really, as loud as you think it needs to be, make it louder. Make it twice as loud. It's okay. We don't mind being wind blown down here in the front, because it's really important that you project, not just so people can hear you, but also they get a sense of the energy and enthusiasm you have for the client. I was a little concerned about this procedural aspect of the customer buying the raw materials and then taking them to him, because I'm wondering what kind of warranty is he providing. Like if he makes a table, a desk for somebody, and then 3 months later, 9 months later, it cracks, and the customer's paid a lot of money for it, and there's some sort of defect in it. If he has not had complete control over the procurement and construction process, I could easily see how there's going to be an opportunity for disputes, and they could become very ugly disputes, because I could easily imagine the customer thinking, where's the cheapest place I can get these raw materials instead of the highest quality? Now, it's going to depend from customer to customer, but I think it's a little bit easier for him as an entrepreneur if he's guaranteeing the quality of his product. It's not just the conversion cost of his excellent work, but it's in cost accounting we would talk about the direct materials cost. And so that's something that concerned me right away, because the more complicated the system becomes, the more likely it might break down somewhere, especially in terms of preserving quality. And I would hate for him to do a super job on something, even if he were to say, hey, this is not the greatest material, and the customer say, that's okay, I want you to use this anyway. So it could be that the customer knowingly is buying something that might not be the highest quality, or might not know whether it had been subject to some sort, maybe it got wet sometime in the past, or has been exposed to the sun, or there's some kind of weakness that nobody knows about until the actual item is made, and then 6 months later or a year and a half later, there's damage. I think the idea of having the non-gas powered battery or generator is an excellent one. As far as I could tell, though, the image was of a gas-powered generator in the clip art, so that would just be one thing in terms of consistency. There were a few places in the text where, even though they weren't technically meant to be sentences, there were problems with subject-verb agreement, and also what appeared to just be run-ons. like there'd be a comma there, but it'd be just a line of several lines in a row, and I had to read it 2 or 3 times to figure out where one thought ended and another began. So that's just something to pay attention to. But I think that you served the client well, and it was a fine job.
Yeah, good job, guys. Just to add on, at one point there was an image of a sewing machine. I was really lost on that. Why is there a sewing machine?
Yeah, I wondered about that too.
One of the tools, the most expensive tool that we were purchasing from is a sewing machine to sew on fabric on the couches and the tables.
Okay. It might have helped to mention upholstery because when you say carpentry, you're thinking wood. There's no stuffing. There's no cushions.
Yeah.
None of that. So it was just kind of out there, and it was like, okay. And then the generator that Les brought up, if there's consistent blackouts, how is he going to charge it, is my question, because you have to charge it through electricity. So that's a little kind of off-kilter for me as well. And then the market size slide was very confusing. There's billions of dollars. I don't really know where that came from. So I think maybe that was just maybe a miscommunication on what that slide should have been, because you lost me on that. If there's billions of dollars, like what is that in reference to, and how much of that billion? So I would just pay particular attention to those slides, because that was just completely off to me. Otherwise, again, just volume. Guys, volume. It was really hard to hear. You guys had a lot of good things to say, but the content was getting lost in just trying to hear it. So I think that's just a good lesson for presenting. If you want me to really care about what you're saying, you need to speak loud so that I'm listening to you and the words you're saying, rather than trying to figure out by reading the slides what you're trying to tell me. But yeah, overall, very good job. Thanks, guys.